Hey guys, I will show you how to remove door trim of Audi TT Mk2 so that you can access either door handle, wire, a window regulator, motor, pressure sensor, speakers, or to replace lock, unlock switch, window switch or mirror switch. Or even you can take out the handle and the armrest. For anything, switch off ignition and remove the key, because in here you have pressure sensor for airbags. You want to start removing this whole trim by removing this loudspeaker. Use a prying tool, something like that, or something very similar, which is made of plastic, not to scratch the speaker or the door trim. Start on the top left corner, just pry it out. You can also do it like that with the help of the two tools, then just pry it off, just like that. It sits on the pins, which I will show you in a moment. Once the pins are released, pull the whole thing out. Unfortunately, these kind of things happen when the car is pretty old and these pins don't want to get loose. Plastic gives up. But just a tip, when you reinstall these guys, make sure to lubricate them, because the next time you will take them out, they will be a lot more easy to take out. Those are the pins which hold the speaker in place. So with the prying tool, try to get behind the trim and then push these pins out. Otherwise, if you just pull it like that with the plastic, then you will break it as I did. Now you need to remove two bolts. One is located just in there, and the other is located below the handle, inside this hole, just in there. You can just use the tools in your emergency toolbox. This long extension and the handle. Just take them out and store them on the safe place. Now we need to remove several retaining clips. There are 9 retaining clips behind the door trim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the same can be seen on the door trim itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the simplest and the most correct way is to use this kind of pliers or whatever they are called. Then we push them in and we pry the trim door off. Some light comes handy so that you can see in between the door and the door trim where you need to pry the clips off. It makes sense to put a little bit of clothing tape or something on these anchor points so that you don't scratch your doors. What you can do is also pull the trim away with this kind of hook and then use the tool like that to unpin the retaining clips. Well, these retaining clips are really stubborn and I hate them. Anyway, I made myself I set up a light so that I see inside. Then I pry the trim up so that I'm able to stick either this tool or the combination of the two plastic tools, which work in the same way. So this is the scenario. You have a door trim which is held in place by this retaining clip. So what you need to do is you want to get your tool behind the door trim and grab this retaining clip by its neck, and then you just want to unpin it. To see more about the retaining clips, in my other video which explains them in detail. First, undo the clip on the bottom left, then here backside middle, and then the one on top. Once this is done, you can pull the whole trim away and undo the rest of this retaining clips. It just got to me during the job that it would be very useful if you move the whole window down before you start the whole thing, because then it's easier just to reach in. Now we can just pull the whole thing off when the whole door trim is off the door. Keep it in hand or lean it on your knees, because you don't want to hang it on any of the cables. Now we need to disconnect the cables. First, remove this cable for the handle and get it off. It is a hook. Now unplug electric wire on the doors. Turn this retaining clip. It is hooked by this clip in the middle. So when it comes upwards, then you can pull it out. Once this is done, you can remove the whole door trim with your buttons and the switch. Install door trim in reverse order. Make sure that the door is properly sealed when it is installed, otherwise the crash sensor or the pressure sensor might not function correctly. Retaining clips provide a seal for the system, so if it's necessary, just replace them with new ones. The pressure sensor checks the volume, the change in the volume inside the door. This triggers the airbag, so the door trim must be installed correctly. At this point, make sure that all retaining clips are fine. If not, replace them, and make sure that all of the retaining clips are open. So open it up, place it in its position, take the door trim back into the car. Now first we can reconnect electrical wire, push it on and click it in place. Now we should return the handle, hook it in and place it over and click it in the place so that it clicks here behind to prevent falling it out. Now when this is done, make sure all the electrical connectors are fine and position the door trim in its place. Once it is in place, push it on, push the retaining clips back in. Just hit in the position where the retaining clips are, like that, like that. Yeah, perfect. Now when this is done, we must return the two torque screws. Now finally we need to return the speaker cover. I would recommend to lubricate these pins so that it's easier to take them off the next time. Now return the last piece in reverse order. Place it in, just clicks in. Start here, 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 and finally last pin. Just like that. That's how you remove and return the door trim on Audi TT. Thanks for watching and see you next time.